video presentation is a production of RDK 3000 TriStar Video Studio Productions, a division of RDK 3000 TriStar, CR, 2025, EY 1025, RDK.B.SP. Please be advised that any sensitive and distressing subjects being requested are discouraged due to such acts after concerns of violence, dangerous acts, and due to respect. As those who request subjective scenes in question result in entire video presentation to be unlisted or age restricted, otherwise we reject the topic, including attacks on vulnerable including furries in diapers. Unless otherwise stated, animation, story and plot is a work of fiction, and based in KBE 224 and differs from plot in Kanbor Galaxy as events, places, persons, and subjects are those of fictional type or are used in a fictitious manner. Websites and social handles mentioned are those of fiction unless otherwise stated.
This is RDK 3000 TriStar today. I am Chris K. Crypter.
And I am Mark E. Crypter, broadcasting live and direct from RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center over at RDK 3000 TriStar Main HQ in Elite City, Federal District, Ilitopia.
We are powered up always on all RDK networks, television, radio, streaming and more. The latest at this hour.
I must note that I also need to order as I am hungry. This is I to tell the crew of event occurring at 3:12 minutes prior to the other match in Elftronics City, as I told them to head to McDonald's and wait for me as I exit my car, and speed walk right away.
Oh boy. Good timing, 2:58, as here comes Swift. Hello Swift, now what brings you here?
You should note there is an esports match to occur that gets announced since 2 o'clock, as it to occur at 3, as it's not the RASDES tournament, as I to explain soon as you must have followed the team in specific very closely.
Where the match gets held, and which teams?
Winner of RASDES Winners Finals, to compete in Grand Finals on 20th, against a special team chosen by endorsed group, at Elito DG Arena, Elito Plaza Center, Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia, in which I came back from it past 48 hours. This via train then ferry then train to Doge City.
Welcome to McDonald's Doge City. I am Alex Zion, you must be cousin Ry.E.
Yes.
Rio Zion. I do note your best with the logo. You now part of RDK 3000 TriStar and R8664 Studios. You being Rio Z Crypter.
No, I am contributor in VIP after my pal Rio S Crypter from Galeland, and Trexer, assigned me the role, when visiting Elite City, Elitopia in past days. And for those concerning the fellow at cashier being my cousin Alex Zion.
Yes, this is you must have came back from Elite City, Ilitopia back to Doge City, as you must be hungry already. Ry.E. Zion, what would you like to order?
Double quarter pounder with cheese, bacon, only sauce, ketchup and mayo, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, no sauce, medium fries and medium Coca-Cola Zero, and chicken and bacon McWrap, crispy. That is all, for takeout is me and my crew to head somewhere soon.
That to come up to $22.50 after VAT. Where you to be heading to next?
Doge GR Corner, this as, oh my watch is beeping. 1500 hours, oh boy, Doge TV Silumcast RDK TV, Retrex crew, listen to the subject the news presenters Mark E. Crypter and Chris K. Crypter to explain.
Happening now. Game on. BitALIdius.pro is taking on against Team Retrex in an esports match gamer battle in a special sponsored match from Z Fuel and ZGR in Match 1. Now in Best of 7. Previously Best of 5. Encounter Blitz Striker 2. As Match 2 is rescheduled tomorrow at 1500 RDKELC and Doge City for Doge TV viewers in Silumcast.
This just 12 minutes prior to other match in Elftronics City at 800 Kiotrokans, competing in Best of 5 in same video game as Cloud Deck Esports takes on against CJ Epics at Tron DG Arena in Elftronics City. Being 15-12 RDKELC and Doge in elimination final of ELG Game Jam TDESPA Razzle Dazzle Tournament 2025, EY 1025, and TS 1000.8, TDE 2002 playoffs. I do heard, this is some of the fellows here sure are die-hard esports fans. Ry.E. Zion, how do you like to pay? The total is $22.50.
It to be paid in cash, $25.
Okay, must do anti-counterfeit check on the notes. Indicates pass, as $2.50 to be toward your change.
Change toward tip.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, it to be toward tip jar. Your order is number 100.
Whoa, the match sure is contested.
Yes, Mark Trection is Irex am supporting the esports team and subject in this verse and also in alt verse in which I must catch up on it later on.
Correct Rextreaction, this is we to spectate the said match until 3:10 is I to eat once we head out. as we'd head to Tx.Y corner.
Ry.E Zion, you should meet my sister Crystal Zion there.
I do note, being my other cousin.
In this case, I and Sakura to head there, but we must leave early as we must head to one stop prior to it.
Yes, as we must head to your car. The 2021 Toyota GR Yaris with body kit and tune.
Yes, as we must meet the previous owner who's at Super Target as he messaged me to come.
Whoa, you must be very careful, even on said intersection, as you must watch your speed. It's 40 kilometers per hour as you accelerated hard and made a sudden sharp turn as you drifted.
Yes, as I to head to the Speedway even Tush area in Dodge City later on, as I do have my helmet, gloves and goggles.
Yes, also the harness, alongside stock seatbelt, on your car, as you must also equip roll cage if you plan to race, as I do note, the speedometer. No wonder it goes up to 320 kilometers per hour plus, as you are going at posted speed limit of 40. Wait a minute, multi-unit including Kina Nitros per Choi and Dioma Tros per Trocant and rev counter to 10k revs per minute. Is this aftermarket?
Yes, as with the MID. This after engine tuned this as it revs over 9k, previously over 6 to 7k. Also converted to run on ethanol fuel, alongside gasoline, as it's running on E100 ethanol, meaning reduced emissions but increased performance.
Yes, as your other vehicle is an electric sport motorcycle, as I drive a hybrid gas-electric scooter, Honda PCX Hybrid.
Yes, as I do note the previous owner drives an SUV at EV parking, unsure if it's electric or plug-in hybrid. I do also note Tesla Cybertruck and another electric car beside the SUV.
Yes, this being the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5 and electric, ahem, you better move your vehicle immediately, you better read the notice, as you are in electric vehicle parking, as the 2021 Toyota GR Yaris is gas and must be parked at one spot to your left. Otherwise it's a $200 fine and a tow, as I do not want the car that I brought that you now drive since past week to be towed.
Whoops, apologies, as I am moving it to the one to the left.
Thank you, as I am Mark Youngatrex, as I got the SUV, being a PHEV, plug-in hybrid with a V6 engine and electric motors, being a 2025 Nimbus ZT30e, ePHEV plug-in hybrid.
Why you chose a PHEV and a SUV?
Reduce emissions, also save fuel, also get into electrification, also I to be heading on a tour in the wilderness, as this have off-road capacity, as it have a 40 kilowatt-hour battery and a turbo 3.0-liter V6, powerful electric motors, and automatic with manual mode, and all-wheel drive. This is I heard from Ry.E Zion, friend of mine, they did depart McDonald's at 3:15, en route to Tx.Y corner, as I do heard the queues, 312, and .800, one subject kicked off at 3 o'clock, Another one kicking off now, but an area in which my SUV is compliant to drive there, but I must need to know the measurement system as I already note the time counterpart toward NTS 1000.9 in a few days. Anyhow, for you Radeon, I am here for advice for you and your GR Yaris as we must discuss right away.
Maybe if I can try on this shirt? Decent one, as I wonder which pants to go with this, maybe this one on the wall? Nah, I don't like that one, maybe these over there, in matching color shoes? Perfect. Renee, what do you think of this?
Looking good, as I defined the pants and maybe the top associated with it but in pink? Maybe more of Magneta? I look silly with the said top alone, as I wonder which hoodie suits for this. Maybe this one? I better get it a try. Perfect. Danielle, how does it look on me?
Good, as we must pay then cash out, as I estimate it to be around $35 to $40 with 5 items, 3 for you, 2 for me, then get our brother's attention for reaction.
I do note, the duos must be getting the new clothes as I wonder how they look, as this must be some hip Western clothing store.
Yes, but for females, as you go with traditional culture.
Yes, this is we must not forget on esports. On the results from yesterday, VITAO at IUs.pro defeats Team Retrex in a 4-3 match score in best of 7 in Dozagi of on Itgens 2. Cloud Deck and CJ Epix kicks off now as it's 11:36 in Razdaz elimination final, moved forward from 3:12
11:36 a.m., being .650.
I do heard of subject on car radio, at 11:36 start move from 3:12 or .800.
Yes, as I got a hold of my colleagues from ELC in which was in contact with RDK ATR, confirmed 11:36 RDK ELC Epix start and 650 Kiotrokins, due to server maintenance completed earlier than expected, and due to public demand.
Yes, however we must await Extreme Guy to arrive as he to arrive imminently.
This explains we in Epic City.
I wonder what we to do here. Maybe head to lunch?
This is I see Extreme Guy being extra approach via car. He runs a computer core that I saw video of it in the broadcast video. Hello Extreme Guy, Exter G. I am Swift, what is up?
Hey Swift, Ry.E, I run Extreme Inc. Builders, as I master the computer core in which is not far from Epic City. I am Trexer, Rex Z Cryptor, Rex Xylastar from RDK 3000 TriStar. You should note I met with Ya previously when you met me in Trex City, Trex Land before 2025, EY 1025, Tx.Y 25 in which is now as Elite City's Trex District in Elite City, Federal District, Illitopia where I reside. Have you heard of the place? Oh yes, but I never went there. This is I noted your brother NZ Cryptor also resides in Elite City as you and Zen was born in Bloxland, as he met with Isha as I met my friend Isha08 as he runs said computer core but in other end of Bloxland, as you first started R8664 Studios back in 2023. In Bloxland, then hand off to Ry.E Cryptor from Guyuland in past months. Yes.
This is Trexer and Rio.S assigned me, Rio Zion VIP and contributor to RDK 3000 TriStar and our 8664 Studios as I contribute to events and livestream with Trexer and Rio.S.
Whoa. That is epic, as I catch ya live stream on some esports with music mashup in ESL Intel Extreme Masters Longhorn 2025 Vitality vs Muz in past weeks.
I heard what they say on esports and altverse, but we must get mind out of it for now. As for you fellows, how do you think of our looks now?
Yes, what do you think?
Oh my god, it looks epic, nice.
Looking like an ace.
Thumbs up.
Looking great, sis. Maybe get some shades to go with it.
This is I to get the shades once we arrive to Elite City tomorrow.
This is for you Ixter in the blue car, what is up?
Loving your new looks, as we head to the EICC, to the vehicles as you must follow my car. The core is stable as of last check.
How's the core status?
Normal, mind my dog roaming at the core. He's somewhere at core premises, however he is friendly to visitors. He is also a guard dog. He chases off intruders once intruder alert gets announced. I do note Trex siren mounted as iTrexer connected the said system already connected to core status to the Trex system also relay to RDK TSR systems and connected to your systems, and starting voice call with my colleagues in an event something goes wrong.
Yes, Trexer, this is the uplink is sent to Rio system, RDKTSR main HQ in Swift House. My friends also Trexer's colleagues to take action if there's a core emergency.
Yes, this is for you Ixter, we are ready. Okay, we must begin the tour, as we must start off with some notable things. Over here is the computer core facility as this is the observation area, as the coolant and the heat vents are on. Fans are on and the lasers are off and reactor power is low as it must be kept at room temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. This as we head to the route, mind the sign, the shop is WIP as I have yet to extreme make the store section as we must move on, there is nothing that needs attention to the shop. You may note the alarm bells, and the red and blue lights, the bells ring when there's trouble at the core, the red light meaning core is overheating, the blue light comes on if it's very cold. This in addition to the siren in which your colleague being the RDK TSR contractors mounted it and installed it and uplinked to the core warning system. We must go up the stairs and head to the lift. Okay, we must check out a few things of interest then to the offices. This is my office, this as you may note my studio once doing videos, as I am next to Ashaw's office.
For some reason, I do note visitors as I check the core CCTV cameras, they are in Ixter's office as I go head to said office.
I do check the time, straight at 12 o'clock.
Ixter, who is the fellows other than Trexer and Ry.E?
They're friends.
Ry.E, Trexer, are they from Doge City? And for you Trexer, I heard, you reside Elite City, Ilitopia since early January 2025?
Concerning first question, yes, they are on a tour with us.
This is for the second, yes, this due to Trex land annexed to Ry.E, Ilitopia, Xenopolia and leftover becoming Wixar.
I do note, thanks to act in which involving savages evil wrecked as he gets oofed but came back after ban land after racial slur used during TRE Christmas 2024 and Canbernet International Costa Aero oofed in which is tied to Costa Network over obscene stunt. On double deck on Kanbordian Spinelian duodecimal countdown being double X and seconds being 130 seconds, 2 minutes 10 seconds, during new Canberra year countdown showing nude sex scene in which is banned in Robloxia. Not only the said network gets shut down but also Costa 7 and Costa Aero and Costa 8 moved from Elitotronics Telemedia to network in Savage City in which also home of Rococo TV. Rococo TV also gets shut down as Trex land was stripped of blocks control permanently and annexed most of it. Remainder gets separated.
You are correct, this is weeks ago, you may note the A6 oofed, and Diego, his cousin from Bloxland was oofed for numerous violations for sexual content for modesty layer violation. Ry.E government annexes some of northern part of Bloxland and threw bombs at Bloxland targeting Roblox City.
Yes, while a few made a direct hit to Robloxo 2017 computer core in which explodes as repairs are being made but made near miss to EICC.
Now, this is we must head to certain areas being special to the facility. Before we head to the mainframe area, we move to the admin control. Below is the mainframe core. This as the core is still stable at room temperature, as any tampering with the controls will make it overheat and cause a meltdown or turn very cold and yield freeze up, but I refer as freeze down. You must need to put on the radiation suit to head inside the core to adjust the reactor core, and of course to toggle the lasers, as we already went to the generator and fan rooms. This is I must check the levels to power the siren and horns, yet to be used for first time, and battery is charged and fuel and air tanks are full since we cannot connect it to the mains due to power cord unreachable. This is we to head to the mainframe area.
Did you forget to close the door on the way out of the admin control?
I have seen the dog in the prior moment but not at the admin room once we head out.
The door auto closes after some time, so don't worry. This is we to head to the mainframe. This as there is the core. This is I to press the buttons, 533 41 18, as I to toggle the first. This as you can see, as we can't enter the second. Whoops, I forgot. Still WIP as I to work on it after the tour, as I have yet to implement the feature. For some reason, is it getting warm? Whoa, for some reason, I must check my tablet, to see if my dog went into restricted area, as he shouldn't go in there to go blitz via security cameras, as the said door confirmed auto closed to the admin room.
Yes, core temp is at 100 and rising.
Maybe the dog must have tampered at the controls. The core temp is at 1000.
Yes, as it's getting hot, as for some apparent reason, reactor power is at max, lasers on, heat ants on, coolant off, fans off. We must head back to the observation area, fast, as I Trexer must alert fellows in the ELC for Operation Re-Swift Trex. Thank God, no warn condition yet.
Oh my god. The Can 9 done it. Bumped it up to 3500.
For some odd reason, the K9 has completely shut down the core, averting a boom, with 86.4 seconds on the timer, as Ixter told me of that just now. However, for Ry.E and the Retrex crew, the Elite City visit to start one day early, as the departure must be no later than the day after the Grand Finals, the 21st. This is you go ahead to RDK TSR visitor registration, except Ry.E. This will also cover the Elito Plaza Center. Also get the VIP day pass if desired. As we to head to Elito GR Bar, since Cloud Deck and CJ.Epic's match sure gets interesting as the EDA is at fire code limit, all seats full, for watch party as we to have late lunch as well.
Phew! The core is safe, thanks to some dog. However, it's a bummer that we can't go race at Speedway in Rio City.
Ry.E, the Speedway in Rio City, Ry.E is in use today and tomorrow for the motorcycle qualifications and the race this Sunday. This is I am Ry.E Cryptor, as I am relieved that the core remains intact.
Ry.E, why is the Cloud Deck and CJ.Epic's match rescheduled early?
Winning team to depart to Elite City shortly after match end, as they to arrive tonight. Ry.E Cryptor, how do you know? Trexer, as per report on VWGT is lead for this hour, arrival at or before 2000 hours RDK ELC, 00.0 EMT, 000 TRX, tonight, evening of Thursday, June 19th, 2025 and Nilotas, Zayton 19th, EY 1025, Septida Anosi Zendai, Bravo Byrex 21st, Tx.Y 25, Duocean, Sakanisol 21st, Ry.E 65. 23912 RMD, Sikonzian 9th, Ry.DZY 4 DOS 7 or 55, Ry.E Week 2 DOS 2 or 26, Tim and Timel 0, Crown, Minero, and Cron 0 to as early as late afternoon 1700 hours, maybe 1630. Yes, depending on outcome of match, as it could end after map 3, 4, or 5, as based on timing, started since 11:36, going on toward 1.5 hours, into map 3 already, match score tied 1-1, and Cloud Deck advancing by strong margin in map points, early in map 3, 3-1 in round 4. Correct, it ends in 13-6 in favor of CJ.Epic's, but Cloud Deck wins map 2, 13-2, after round 15, 3 after halftime, as they are good on offensive and defensive side. Game on. Yes, this is VITAO at IUS.Pro is superior also on offensive and defensive and counter blitz striker 2 and Tron Laurent. By the way, I am gone Ry.E. This is some of the Retrex crew have met some of the roster being my teammates, as for you Trexer and Ry.E. We to compete against winner of the lower elimination tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. at EDA in Grand Final, at New Canberra Day, as I hope to be Cloud Deck as I and they hope to beat CJ.Epic's hard. This being 1500 hours RDK ELC as we have it on our agendas. Yes, at 1500 hours, 79.1 EMT, 1900 TRX. This being midnight KBTS, anyhow apologies for disturbing yet, I have came from Altronic City since past few hours as I departed KanborZeven City early 19th, then went over New Smurfataya and confirmed rebuilding in progress after Cyclone Acorn and RDK SRF destroyed by storm. Then toward Altronic City to meet with Sarah J.D. Cryptor and Stefan A.T. Cryptor, the duos with Cloud Deck and CJ.Epic's to depart shortly at end of match en route to ELS. Kin 2000, is the Canberra Unions also visit Elite City to spectate? No plans, Trexer, as of current, as I got in contact with Ry.E at RDK Can. Ry.E Cryptor must note, why you wear a high reflectity jacket, same as Mark X Cryptor? I Mark X Cryptor. Mark Zarkshaw, Evie must explain, this as he is like me, as he have a license for a taser. This as I then Ry.E provided training for the taser use, as he also have the said horn. Yes, this is for you Ry.E, this as I am Kin 2000, Robert X Cryptor, Robert Zarkers from RDK 3000 TriStar KanborZeven, as not only Trexer and Ry.E gave you the vest. I to give you the jacket with the RDK and R86 logos with the contributor/VIP jacket is for during the visit you also to be assigned volunteer plus the half-year fest in late June in over a week.
Oh my god. Thank you.
I do note. This is the half-year fest to be epic and the grand finals tomorrow.
Trexer Mauser, have your voice changed?
Yes, as I to morph toward this. I am Tx.Y Cryptor, Tx.Y Xylostar, Ry.E Trex Swift as I turned 30 yesterday.
Oh my god. You transformed to human, and happy belated birthday.
I must note that for you Tx.Y Cryptor, you will be driving what Trexer used to drive, as Trexer drives my former ride, the Conix.
Is it gas, mild hybrid, strong hybrid, PHEV, battery electric, or hydrogen fuel cell, and what do you drive the said vehicle now, Z Cryptor?
Plug-in hybrid, as I drive the said vehicle Mark X Cryptor also drives, but one model year newer, 2026 Flex HX, CR, PHEV, and Tri-Motor and eCVT, front engine drive.
PHEV, plug-in hybrid, noted, which engine and if turbocharged, and electric motors, transmission, and battery capacity. Plus is it series, parallel or combo? And does it have flex fuel support like it runs on gasoline or ethanol fuel, and bi-fuel running on CNG or hydrogen?
1.6-liter turbo inline 4, series parallel, 3 electric motors, make that 5, 3, to drive the car with engine, 1 acting as starter and generator and 1 in the turbo being electric assisted turbocharger, only 1 turbocharger. Same setup as my crossover but transmission is a mechanical CVT with direct and launch gears, also 8-speed automatic with manual gearing and eCVT, as it's called a Ry.E Trex transmission.
I do note on the said car, 40 kilowatt-hours, up from 32. This is I do note, on this PHEV, bi-fuel as well, even custom vanity plates.
And we welcome back to VWGT, Virtual World and Gaming today on Aerovision and Vero. I am Robert James.
I am Mark J. Phelps.
I am Melissa Katzenschen.
Andrew James gets reassigned for Elito News 24 deck mil, so take note. In just 30 minutes at 3 o'clock p.m. Elite City, Cloud Deck takes on against VTO at IUS.Pro in the Grand Finals of ELG Game Jam TDESPA Razzle Dazzle Grand Finals 2025, EY 1025. NTS 1000.8 to 1000.9, TDE 2002, KB.P 20, KB.SDY Grove 2 DOS Deck, 12A, or 178.
They to compete in Best of 7 and Counter Blitz Striker 2, as it could be potentially be a heated and contested esports match ever even odds are too close to call in esports betting.
This is SE Stars Plays. Scott Illita Star preps for the Potental for Esports live stream marathon as his friends, Richard Into from Aristar, Aritopia, Mark Kynes Tracks, and 2 from Xenopolis City, Xenopolia, Steve Ricksaw and Andrew Smith as they do a collab live stream to begin soon.
This as it could end up being an esports night on a Friday evening even after the fireworks for the Alphatronic Legacy New Year. Maybe toward late night, however. There will be an expected intermission between 7:24 and 8 o'clock p.m. Elite City time, being 9:75 to 0100 KTS for the Tronic Legacy New Year for 2742 at TRE, since Cloud Deck is a Tronican-based team in which match goes into halftime or when map ends, but a mandatory game pause by the esports admin if continues toward 7:52 or 9:95.
This as watch parties gets held in Elftronic City at Tronic.G Arena, also at the KB.SDY and KB7 Plaza Central Complex in KanborD City, as Canberra reunions visiting Elite City expected to spectate.
Correct, as we to hand off to Canberra and Pikachu on the KanborD Hype. This is the subject as those for Vero Television, as for those on Arrow, and the rest, we hand off to correspondent at Gamer Lounge Bravo.
Every hour, on the hour, this is the 24-hour news beat.
I am Ry.E Cryptor, Mark Illitastar over at RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline News Center Studio Ry.E at the RDK 3000 TriStar main headquarters at Ilito Square in Elite City, Federal District, Ilitopia, and this is the RDK 3000 TriStar Today 24-hour news beat news update. Here's the latest this half hour. Aside from the esports watch party, events in relation to other event tonight gets in progress this hour as revelers to count down to Altronic and Legacy New Year tonight. Even though usage of the calendar system is not common in Tronica, it's still used for certain events. Live DJ, concerts, and such gets held in Elite City, Altronic City and OmniStar with ball drop and fireworks show. Extreme Inc. computer core in Robloxia explodes shortly after midnight. RDK ELC overnight last night after such dog powered up the core as the overload meltdown was reactivated. Only case ulti was the dog as Epic City was destroyed after personnel evacuated hours prior due to potential outcome. We have this development just into RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline at 14:33 RDK ELC. This in relation to the Tronic Legacy New Year, due to the potential audience outcome at Ilito NYE Central. Word from Ilito Plaza Center state in a statement, due to popular demand, the countdown sequence to be held not only at Ilito NYE Central, to be held at Ilito Sphere as well as with Ilito DG Arena during intermission also outside on KanborZeven Street in Ilito Square. We must announce this right away as we have received word of Code T, as auto sensor went off on Arrow and distributors carrying VWGT via Asylum Cast. Subject occurred at 14:33 RDK ELC in 50 seconds and is confirmed a triple deck stunt act. I am joined with Chris K. Cryptor, Zaker, Chris Kaistar.
I am Chris K. Cryptor and this is Ry.E Cryptor from RDK 3000 TriStar. We are bringing this on Vero and RDK TV due to auto sensor on Arrow in which yielded Code T.
This is the subject being Indancy exposure on Triple Deck Act, as it occurred on Triple Deck on the KanborZeven Spinillion duodecimal countdown to the esports match gamer battle being 1570 seconds or 26 minutes 10 seconds to event occurring at 14:33 RDK ELC and 23:33 KBTS in 50 seconds.
The subject in TD Elito being triple I, as in Rio is triple upside down 2. In Kanbor Modern Triple Z as in Kanbor Legacy Triple X in which the Triple X refers to adult content 18+ and NSFW in relation to sex, porn, nudity and adult entertainment when topless female exposed breasts onto TV camera that set off auto censor.
This is auto sensors was tripped on Arrow Elitopian, and Neoionican feed, KBGRESP deck, Arrow ESP net, Ion Neo GR Vision, Troni Explosive Vision, Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 in which immediately cut to clock ident. Jinx Vision in which tripped off Jinx safety system and feed switched to JinxNet Asylum Cast immediately, and for this hour on Triangle Television but Triangle Shield was tripped since 14:33 RDK ELC and 2 seconds before auto sensor.
We heard from them that the Silimcast gets terminated as we at RDK 3000 TriStar at discretion by RDK Kb.SDY must do the same as we must pass you a programming alert for RDK TV viewers. Silimcast of VWGT on RDK 3000 TriStar television service needs to conclude for the day. This after the Code T triple deck stunt, as we will never return back to VWGT after RDK 3000 TriStar today. However, VWG2N to be pre-empty due to amended programming for countdown to Altronic and Legacy New Year with RDK countdown watch coverage after 1930 RDK ELC and 980 KTS.
To repeat, Silimcast of VWGT on RDK 3000 TriStar television service needs to conclude for the day, this after the Code T triple deck stunt, as we will never return back to VWGT after RDK 3000 TriStar today. This as we learn from Arrow, this as we have learned, to tell you this, that today's episode of VWGT needs to conclude. This is it acts as VWGT episode as Zalen ordered production ban for VWGT and VWG2N for the day, but VWG2N gets preempted by RDK TV production crew's request to the broadcaster for coverage of event tonight at 0500 KBTS, 2000 hours ELS, 0000Z.
I do note, this being abuse to KanborZeven Spinelli and duodecimal timekeeping, as I also note, abuse to Tronic Diamond alternate timekeeping as well. Would she be sent to KanborZeven City for punishment by Zalen Rolexina?
She will not be sent to KanborZeven City to face with Zalen Zaylan Relixina, in which she would have to be jailed in KanborZeven prison and cursed to death. Since it occurs outside KanborZeven within TDU, she to be sent to Altronic City to see judge in Tronic Diamond Court. But due to holiday then via Trocant midweek break, won't be until the following 6th being next Periida or Wednesday of next week, as she to be detained in Ilitopian custody until 25th, then extradited, as she to be sentenced to death.
I must note on the said TV, on the KanborZeven duodecimal year in closing addend, why do they use A and B not Z and L for dec and L? Formerly X and E, regional practice?
Yes, this is usage of X and E is discouraged, as per Tronic Diamond guideline on usage of numbers. As KanborZeven use the Z and L replacing X and E after incident at New KanborZeven dozenal year on the video billboards system, as Ry.E uses the turn 2 and 3 as with those at Dozenal Society of Ilitopia, but KanborZeven counterpart use Z and L.
I Canber Stomp wonder what with the music being the Diancy theme, as I do recall Diancy net under Pi 314 now under something else, as one Ilitopian based networks reuse the music in the clock ident. I must need to change one TV from RDK TV to the said channel in question, as I note, clock ident and theme.
This being Vero Television on channel 6, in local television lineup, in which back on 6th, was Arrow, as Arrow gets moved to channel in place of Hardcore Television, in which Hardcore TV gets discontinued. The graphics package for Vero was launched back in autumn 2023, or Kb.P 18, EY 1023, it gets debuted for first time for Arrow earlier in the month. Yes, Ken 2000, Robert X Cryptor, as I mark X Cryptor must note for you, the Canberra unions, this is Hardcore TV gets shut down for showcasing program involving furries in diapers who gets brutally assaulted, picked upon and fist fight. Being attacked to death by some haters but gets blocked by auto-censor as its violation of Diapered Furries Protection Act and of course RDK TSR Casper's Law, and since broadcast on Eritopian TV in Xylem Cast, also violation of its broadcast law.
Wait a minute. When did this get enforced?
September 2024, IOTA EY 1024, Darwin Kb.P 19 day after Eritopian Millennium, after furry in diapers gets killed in diaper bombing and infection who's a tiger cub named Arrow by some fellow who hates furries in diapers who's being a pedo to the fellow in question.
I do note, this as justice needs to be served to protect the young fellows in special needs. Is there any punishment?
Up to life imprisonment without parole.
Life in prison?
Yes. However, on an unrelated note, tickets for the esports match is sold out as seating capacity is full, as it would cost about between 20 to 50 Elios or 1400 to 3500 Canberra credits.
Is there any watch parties within the EDA?
Yes, there are a handful, at GR Lounge Alpha and Charlie, but the Bravo is out of service due to the Triple Deck Act until 1500 hours Elite City, Midnight KBTS, also at the Chicken Hut across the street, and Alito Costa, and the Alito GR Bar, also at the nightclub Alito Trollex with live music. Do mind, also hosting other subject this evening. This is I Mark X Cryptor, Evie, Mark Zarkshaw tell you, subject at 2000 hours tonight RDK TSR and Elite City time, 00.0 EMT, 0000 TRX Friday June 20th, 2025, and Priorities, Zeta 20th, EY 1025, ED 171. 0000 Z and 0500 KBTS on Surfted at 21st Jakin KB.P 20 or Saturday June 21st, 2025, Perlita Day DAS 9 or 21st of 4th Mesa KB.SDY Grove 2 DAS A/Z/Deck or 178, Samana Hex Week 4 Dozine or 16, at Kalaki Crown 2, Dozinal Minor 05 being 1,902 MTS. TDCX or TDKX and 2002/171, via Trocant 100,090, Tuesday per day, Zeta 20th, TDE 2002, EY 1025, 2025, and KB.P 20 at 0 Kia Trocants or Kalaki Crown 0, Dozinal Minor/Crown 0 and Trocant/Binal Second 0. Yes, Evie, at 5 o'clock in the morning KBTS on 21st Jakin on early Surfted morning.
Is it mentioned on the news? I am unsure if it gets covered on KanborZeven Center News yet.
It has, but not yet on the domestic KanborZeven edition, as it was first reported on the Tronic Diamond and Ilitopian International editions, as it to be mentioned on KanborZeven Center News Midnight, in which I Ken 2000 to watch the live stream. It also gets mentioned on KIP HWT Net 4 News, KB News 24, Dekmil and RDK TV KanborZeven also a Litopian counterpart in Alito News 24 Dekmil, Jinx News, and others.
This as I note, to be Tronic Legacy New Year, of 2742 ATRE Tokarat Oxanovi Minok Novi Splix Octal Time.
Do you mean Tronic Diamond Octal Time?
Who are you?
Stefan AT Cryptor, Tronics, Stefan Alftronitrap, Divisional Leader from RDK 3000 TriStar Alftronic Unit Division visiting Elite City, Alitopia for the day. This is, you may recall, 4 years ago towards summer 2021. Day after the Alftronic and Legacy New Year on 2nd of initial month of Ry.E on 2738 ATRE on a zeros day, being 2738-001, ATRRT and 1 million MTS, ATRCX or ATRKX, 1998-173 TDRT, 999-642 MTS, TDCX or TDKX, Tuesday Wednesday, Zeta 22nd, TDE 1998. Being Kb.P, formerly as Jakiata, 22nd Jakian, KB.P 16 at 0500 KBTS, in which being the Alftronic metric millennium of day 1 million. In which resulted in fire panels from the defunct company in which shut down for ATRD1M bug compliance violation in which is subject outside Tronica, to crash. Across KanborZeven Federation Republic causing mass fire alarm situation across multiple establishments with acceptance of RDK KanborZeven.
Yes, the issue was minor but turned out a major nuisance with the fire bells ringing in which caused a rude awakening and fire call sirens across KanborZeven City. As KanborZeven Kipion told us afterward, it's a false alarm as he telephoned the fire department then Kanbor police on false fire alarm.
Yes, as I Robert X Cryptor, Kin 2000 must also add, this as I was awoken by fire sirens at 0500 KBTS, and then sirens from fire trucks and Kanbor police responding to calls as I turn on the TV I see KanborNet programming suspended as I tune to RDK TV KanborZeven on Kanbor cable. Going into news alert on mass fire alarm situation blamed on a TRD1M bug as I had to message Ry.E at RDK on the matter who was visiting Elite City in which he had to return to KanborZeven City. Yes, Kin 2000 as I Mark Z Cryptor, Mark Zaniels, Raptor, note, it's since toward 1460 days, Dec Grove 1 DAS 8 in duodecimal, B18, Z18 into the subject, over 208.5 weeks. 243 and a third semanas, Grove 8 DAS 3 Zot 4, 183 Zot 4, in duodecimal, and for you splix gone. Duotex ain't Chisini ao splix weeks quadio days being 266 rocked 4 being 182.5, 182.5 splix weeks. This is for you Corey Z Cryptor, Corey Zanders, Farah, we must escort the Canberranians to Trexer, Ry.E S Cryptor, Trixie Z Cryptor, and Ry.E Zion at the Alito GR Bar. The esports match begins in Achoy, they have reserved seats for the Kanbor Unions and Kin 2000. Yes Mark Z Cryptor, Mark Zaniels, Raptor, as we must do it immediately but we aren't staying there for long because you must have to pick up Rex Zaniels and Daniel Zaniels from school. Exams are finished for Daniel as he is Dome grade 9 at the high school. As there's a school year-end event at the elementary school. My brother Zion Zaniels is doing the honors for me. They to bring Rex and Daniel to Alito Plaza Center, as dismissal is 14:30, as dismissal is half hour early for the special day.
Daniel Zaniels, I Rex wonder what is the music originated from.
Alito DG Arena, Rex Zaniels, you should note there is an esports match to begin at 3 o'clock as Mark, Corey, and or Zion to explain soon.
Yes, however take note, video game is rated EL16 for blood and violence so you must stay with Zion as I to blindfold you, Rex as for you Daniel, put on your specs and focus on your pocket mate as you must open up Notes app. Pop out the integrated keyboard and type the subjects I to say but reword if you wish, and eyes on your pocket mate screen and not on the big screen, or the gaming monitors used by esports players. Zion, did you, Rex and Daniel went to Gamer Corner or other boutique before entering EPC? This explains Daniel wearing some jersey and gear.
Actually, it was brought at the boutiques at Alito Mall. Yes, Zipster and Raptor, as I Daniel am excited on the event at 3, although what is video game competing in mode?
Best of 7, Counter Blitz Striker 2, Competition Mode. Now this is one of the teams to be competing, Cloud Deck Esports, or Cloud X Esports, as X is Roman numeral for 10 as I and Zion call it, C10 as Kin 2000 call it K10 or K-Deck, but must not confuse with the nickname of store worker at the D6, Jason Ilito Trap.
Who is the fellow?
I am Eric Alftron Trap, Tron Ionic, esports player and captain of Cloud Deck. Thank God for a mandatory break after 975 Kiatrokins for the Alftronic Legacy New Year if it continues beyond Map 4.
This being 1924 or 7:24 p.m., close to 25 past 7 in the evening. I Ry.E Cryptor, Mark Elitestar must note, as I check time, 1424 RDK ELC, 76.6 EMT, 1840 TRX, Monday, June 30th, 2025 and Quad-Dis Zeta 29th, EY 1025, ED 180, the Roblox/KanborZeven event, The Hatch, to kick off on July 2nd, 2025 at the said time, on a Wednesday afternoon, 1300 hours RDK ELC. 70.8 EMT, 1700 TRX Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025 and Nilotis Jita 1st, EY 1025, ED 182. There's criticism from the community over the user The Official Teddy and the participation of the user's games in The Hatch, as some developers has since withdrawn from The Hatch, even some to boycott the event. As The Official Teddy has since made what I call in sporting terms, unsportsmanlike conduct, as RDK Kb.SP producers should reconsider the broadcast of next Wednesday's episode of VWGT. And maybe consult the management, even head leader Ry.E Cryptor, to get contact with RDK 3000 TriStar KanborD unit division and the KanborDian TV broadcasting firm Net27 Group, to reschedule the interview much sooner for VITIOILITUS.pro much sooner, around 1300 hours RDK ELC. 2200 hours KBTS on 2nd, and to have it subject of VWGTcast of the interview of esports team on Ry.E talk show, over Roblox/KanborZeven The Hatch coverage, and if confirmed, to alert SE Stars Plays. Brother Scott Elitestar to inform the esports team of the subject directly, as they to be departing by start of July 2025 here in Elite City, at or around 0000 hours RDK ELC, Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, in the next 9+ hours.
Yes, Ry.E Cryptor, Mark Elitestar, Ry.E as I Chris K Cryptor. Chris Star. Jakar do check on the subject. It has been rescheduled to 1300 RDK ELC on 2nd already, but due to popular demand, being 2200 KBTS, as RDK Con is notified as with VITIOILITUS.pro since this morning at 10:30, as this have nothing in relation to the blocks event The Hatch, as the fireworks has ended since 1315 for the Kipling half year of a .KLN2 Grove 9 DOS 4 or 400. As the NYE systems are reset for the countdown to the Kanbor half year and climax of Korjatopian Summer Fest 2025. EY 1025. 988 CJE and Happy New Month, quarter and half year of a Neon, Krakenon in July. Second half and third quarter of Kb.P 20 and 2025 in Korjatopia and Conalito plus New Smurfetia and Dionysian Kingdom.
Since you mentioned Korjatopia, Chris K. Cryptor, there's an Aussie Rules football match ongoing in Silver City, Korjatopia.
Ry.E Cryptor. It has ended since 1424. Silver City Hornets defeats Sakat Hawks by a behind difference, in triple-digit scores, as it was contested, as this warranted overtime.
Yes, as I learn, Hornets win 18-20, 128, to 18-19, 127.
Yes, as I Derek B. Cryptor, Division, Derek Ventstar also note, also the most listened to on RDK 3000 TriStar radio service, 3 placing second place over Alito Sports Radio.
Costa, I, Mickey Decryptor, Mickey Daniels, Shaker Wonder, stopped after 15 seconds as you stopped the CD playback and turned down the volume, and ejected the CD? Anyhow, thanks to it, RDK TV has ended the VWGT Asylum cast for afternoon and goes into RDK countdown watch right away.
Yes, Shaker, some douchebag played the CD in which was not the CD requested to play, as he played the subject at loud volume at said magic second. As I ran to the person with the stereo and stopped playback, turned down volume and switched source to play from another device. Then told fellow that subject is disallowed as I escorted him out and destroyed the CD only to see you when your device played some high-pitch alarm sound. I do not expect it frightened some of the VWGT crew and tripped off alarm on your device, and in which relayed to RDK 3000 TriStar system and alarms at HQ to go off. Resulted in VWGT Kb.P Cilium cast axed due to this on RDK TV, and VWGT crew making exodus to the Alito Digi Arena.
This is twin brother Andrew gets karma for insult to those in special needs. I even told my sister Kate, that is wrong to do, including on triple deck, as she gets instant karma thanks to security on site, as I even apologized to the RD Trex kids as I was not aware they were near Alito Costa. As I Max Ritrex Iastar, 23, born and residing in Elite City, to head to one area and subject, as I to head to my car. Now, the battery is charged up as I am good on fuel. This is I must get out of downtown to one area, as I must follow marked detours, but before that, I have to reset the trip odometer and the fuel and energy consumption economy and drive chrono to 0 and connect my pocket mate to the vehicle infotainment. Now, this is the pocket mate is in car mode as I place it onto caddy mate, also playing media, TV mode but in audio only, as the screen shows certain vehicle gauges as supplemental alongside the 3 analog ones on the dash as I listen to VWGT on Vero. Too bad RDK TV had to axe today's Asylum cast of VWGT as I shift to drive, and off I go, but must go slow at downtown due to heavy traffic since there are road closures and detours imposed by the cops, traffic unit of Elite City Police with another unit for crowd control, to keep it a safe one. Due to active countdown to Canberra half-year second half Kb.P 20 at midnight KBTS, initial day of Anian or Krokanon Kb.P 20, 3 o'clock p.m., 1500 hours Elite City Time OM June 30th, 2025, 79.1 EMT, 1900 TRX on Zeta 29th, EY 1025, ED 180 Tour de Kb.P on a Monday or Quat this afternoon. Even though speed limit is 25 km per choy being around 40 km per hour, I had to go 30 km per hour, being 18 km per choy. As stated on vehicle speedometer. Hey Tron, unmute vehicle infotainment.
Okay, unmuting for you, current volume is at 35.
This as I heard some gaming music since 2:40 and 0 as we are wondering what is going on and the 20-minute countdown is active.
Yes, as VWGT is investigating the scope of this, I just got told, Mark J. Phelps, we must head to one area as we just told that.
Anyhow, it's 2:40 p.m. Elite City, as we have less than 20 minutes to Canberra half year. However, this is we would have do a VWGT countdown watch, but the two of the hosts, GR event at 3 o'clock. I must have to park at Altroni Pizza and get out my pocket mate once parked some gaming event. As I do note, VITAOlitus.pro esports players on other side and the countdown clock. Mark J explained to second half Kb.P 20, but for other purpose, I must head to the area as well as we hand off to my relative Andrew James, fast.
I am Andrew James filling in for the three hosts. This as it could be a sports match concerning Silly versus Gamers, but that is unconfirmed at this point, in which by the timing and the countdown to occur straight at 3 o'clock p.m. Elite time, as we will hand off to affiliate coverage RDK 3000 Tristar television service. If the esports match is confirmed, it to be announced by Marky Cryptor and Chris K. Cryptor, and if this concerns the gamers versus the celebrities, then VWGT episode must have to end, and if on Vero, RDK TSRT Silumcast to continue toward Vero News 5:00 as Frero, it's handoff to Game Day Live today and VWG to end to be preempted. If the show gets to end before the announcement, then to be shown via lower thirds. If this results not in a sports match but lane party, then we will see you after 3. Otherwise, if this confirmed being a Ry.E event, then we will cut it right away.
This is we want to welcome to the Vero and Arrow viewers. I am Marky Cryptor and this is Chris K. Cryptor from Studio RDE.
This is We Learn from Arrow and Vero. VWGT production is in pause for now. This is we hand off to correspondent in Kanbordi City from KB News 24 Deck Mill and Chris Kanborda.
Now, Tokyo, as I know listens to the said music, as you may like the music in question being played now, as must be aware of the time now, 2:42 p.m., as we have 18, and by the seconds ticking on the digital clock, towards 17 minutes to the subject at 3 o'clock being halftime of the Kanbordian year, second half of Kb.P 20 being 2025 and EY 1025.
Yes, however we to listen to subject in our cars as you go head to one car and carry the radio with you off my car, and into the rear seat of your car, as I go to my WRX, start the ignition, as we to head out of downtown, as we do not want to be disturbed by fireworks at 3. Also received message from friend Max RTA, in his 2025 TR-X Tron plug-in hybrid, also potential for the so-called horn but not the train, ferry or ship horn and the you know what to sound at 3. This is you should note the event back on 20th as the V wins 5-4. This is he said, V may compete against some celebrity but is not confirmed as this point.
Potentially sports event at 3 o'clock? Celebrities versus VITAOlitus.pro? When did it gets announced?
I would say it gets mentioned by some insider of the television program VWGT on Arrow and Vero, now into pause in which Salumcasts RDK TV as for some reason radio was left tuned to Arrow Radio and which in Axadal being radio station for jazz. But in Savage City, playing hip-hop and rap.
Yes, however we must get that off our mind, as I note you Toki and Noah in your WRX, as we to be heading for one spot in Elite City being the city's east site at the all-new Neo Tokyo Sushi Japanese restaurant at the Japantown district.
Yes, Savage as I Hiroki Alito Starkov note, my friend Ichigo Alito Starkov is waiting for us in his car.
Haruki, where is that located? I Wawatuki must know.
Verwatuki, it's located at 86 Sakura Street next to Yumi Kumo Esquire, where Alitoka-Y TV gets broadcast as with Alitoka-Y Radio. It's a good thing Rex Clocks is moved back to Canbertronics Street, formerly as KanborD Street, and prior to that, Zen Street, as it was behind Gamer Corner, now at the boutiques area at Alito Plaza Center, and thanks to the summer splash sale. As I also went to other boutiques as there's a sale going on at other boutiques including my new visor and shades. I got these new wristwatches as well, as I do note it's 15 minutes to go to the Canberra half year as I Raymond Danzi and must note the time, 2:45 p.m., 14:45. However must head to one of the 4 areas as Ilito Ry.E Central is at fire code limit, as the subject gets expanded to Ilito Trollex nightclub as I am not heading there. This as I head to the said catwalk across Canberra Telemedia Ilitopian Bureau and the fire department to the zone, but I am not heading there as I to head other way upon approaching the zone to the boutiques area then toward 2nd floor.
This is the Kambor countdown, also expands to the Alito Digi Arena. As we learn, this is Videoilitis.pro also gets into the excite as they count down with the Cambodian-born esports player Ry.E in center stage.
Actually, Chris K. Cryptor from RDK 3000 TriStar, they and the other folks to do what I call is, get into the summer splash in second half of Kb.P 20. This as I heard, Vero and Arrow simulcasting RDK TV. This is for Arrow and Vero viewers. We must tell you this right now. VWGT hosts as I call is. They to get into the showdown with the Krokenon once clock strikes 3.
Hope it's not an esports match. We to sound alarm if it gets confirmed as we must remind that as Raymond Blake said. Subject at 1500 RDK ELC as we to be on alert on announcement. In the meantime, this is NYE balls are being raised as we take you live to Kambor City at KanborTronics District. As Rex X Cryptor visiting ELC has remotely toggled the system toward RDK Con. With fireworks at end of the countdown and if no esports, also the music by Con 2000 in which also to be aired on RDK 3000 TriStar radio service too.
This as the countdowns also gets underway at Ilito Ry.E Central, but the view of feed is obstructed by personnel photobombing onto the scene. Even one female went topless in which she exposed her breasts as we cannot show the feed at this time as security is en route. Countdowns also gets underway in Altronic City in OmniStar but target at 800 Kiotrokans. 1512 RDK ELC, 012 KBTS, as the feed is unavailable until 784 Kiotrokans, toward 1849 RDK ELC, 2349 KBTS. But we can show you live Skycam of Elite City as the NYE balls are being raised as they are given green light, a go, to raise the NYE balls, and a go on the fireworks with stop at 1530 RDK ELC compared to 036 KBTS at RDK Camp, 1536 RDK ELC, and 825 Kiotrokans. 1548 RDK ELC in Altronic City and OmniStar. We are going to take a quick programming break as RDK 3000 TriStar today is up next after the break. I am Mark E. Cryptor.
We welcome
and I
you
am
to Chris
K.
Edition of
Cryptor
Alito
as we
News
could be
Center.
right back in
I
a
am
few.
Sean Alito Trapp at Alito News 24 Deck Mill News Center at Alitotronics Telemedia HQ in Elite City, Elitopia. First off, we must pass you programming notice. Due to incident involving nudity when topless female exposed breasts at Alito Ry.E Central at Alito Plaza Center that result in auto censor and then ad break, remainder of Kambor Alito Express is being moved to Alito Newsnet. To repeat, due to incident involving nudity when topless female exposed breasts at Alito Ry.E Central at Alito Plaza Center that result in auto censor and then ad break, remainder of Kambor Alito Express is being moved to Alito Newsnet. This as we learn, topless female gets ejected, kicked out and permanently banned from Alito Plaza Center. Force of the kick was so great, it landed into Zay Park and since 2:49 p.m. Elite City, within this minute, seconds ago, according to Alito sports commentators, the band hammer whacks at third base with the band markings so great then disappears it blind the Sharkbill Dove's pitcher as he is also hurt by the debris. This as he gets escorted off the field on the stretcher via the medics, scoreless in bottom first inning with no outs. After delay due to automatic lawn sprinklers going off, then fireworks for Kipling half year, then bees as we have this sports alert. Elite City Swifters vs Sharkbill Doves baseball match is being suspended and to start over tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Elite City. To repeat, Elite City Swifters vs Sharkbill Doves baseball match is being suspended and to start over tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Elite City for cleanup of the incident.
Raymond D. If you have baseball game on your DVR recording, stop it now. Game is suspended due to incident involving my girlfriend. She gets permanently banned for nudity. She gets physically kicked out by usher. Force of kick was so great. She landed at ballpark at third base, at bottom first. No score yet and 0 outs. Banhammer whacks her, killing her and injuring pitcher, and fire an intruder alarm at ballpark, but personnel told it's false alarm. DVR is not in use. It is armed for feature this evening on Alito News 24 Deck Mill on 24EH. Good. Do you work today at RDK 3000 TriStar? I have clocked out at 2:45. I take remainder of today off. Where you be heading? Trex Water Park. I to head there also. We begin with a sports alert. Elite City Swifters and Sharkville Dolphins baseball game at Zy Park is suspended and to start over tonight 1900 hours RDK ELC due to incident at Zy Park involving Banhammer after female getting perma-banned from EPC and was kicked out physically for nudity at Alito NYE Central that result in auto censor on Alito News 24 Deck Mill. Force of kick was so great. She crash-landed onto the ballpark at third base. Banhammer whacks her hard with the numerous flashes and banned markings across the play area in which umpires suspend play. And Sharkville Dolphins pitcher seriously hurt plus fire and intruder alarms in which just silenced and word from the ballpark. The entire play area needs to be redone with fresh turf as the old turf to be taken out.
This is we must also remind of subject 2 to occur at top of the hour as it could potentially be an esports match as we showcase an excerpt from Alito G Resp as it state to teams involved. VWGT and BATP as we do learn it to be the half-year summer splash showdown. It is uncertain if it to be the name of the event, and if it to be a special sponsored one. From Z Fuel and ZGR or Signer G. You are permanently banned. Forever. For life.
Welcome back to VWGT, Virtual World and Gaming today. I am Andrew James filling in for the VWGT hosts for the hour as they get told to head to the EDF for unknown purpose. As we recall earlier, there is an esports match in Virtual Motorsport E-Race Sim Racing, the Blitz E-Rev VRV Tour 2025 Sim Racing Silly vs Sim Racers Alpha, Course 1 being Canva Futura in afternoon at 3 PM Elite City time. Course 2 being Rio Futura at 7 this evening, both in timed events, in Speed Blitz 2025. As the hosts would like to start the coverage of Countdown to Roblox The Hunt in the cast to begin soon, but we got told this per high priority request from Robloxian television channel Doge TV from the Jesity, Rainbow, Dagerland, RBF and sister network Digivision, and affiliate Nyan Television from Nyan City, Nyankato, Yantopia, RBF, to not showcase the subject over the official DD, in which caused controversy to the Roblox community, and the participation in the hunt led to developers pulling out and boycott, even disliking the experience. In addition to requests from affiliate RDK 3000 TriStar and parent firm Synerg Media led by Trix Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 for other purpose to replace it with the Jirachi talk show on BitAO.Pro interview via Lose TV3 under Net27 group. As without further ado, we to feature the cast of the VTP interview on Jirachi talk show from KanborZeven network Lose TV3. We will break in if there's any word of fate of VWGT hosts or any sports or VWGT alerts, or Vero Aero alerts including breaking news or severe weather alerts, or any programming notices if any.
Hello everyone in KanborZeven. We welcome to the Jirachi Talk Show. I am Matthew Girison, broadcasting live on location over at KanborZeven Arena Esports Gamer Battle Arena in KanborZeven City, as we welcome not only to the Lose TV3 viewers under Net27 group in KanborZeven Federation Republic, we also welcome to the viewers on KBGRESPX under KBMK affiliations, also viewers in Dogeland, Robloxia on Doge Television and Doge Vision 7, and on DDU1 Market on Tron Explosive Vision, and Elitopian viewers on Vero, Aero, Jinx Vision, Trex Vision 8 and Breeze Vision 3 plus RDK TV, also international viewers on Jinx Vision International and RDK TV International and regional feeds. Today is Perota 2nd event in Kb.P 29th of 5th Mesa KB.SDY Grove Tudo Deck on a Perlata. Being Wednesday, 2nd, July, 2025, being 1st of Jira, as I call, or 1st of Jetta or Eta, TDE 2002 and Elito Year EY 1025 on Anulitis, Alito Day 183 and Trees Day Hex Day, 1,913 Neotrokents, DDKX and 2002/182 TDRD, Nonity Cinquiosi Kanka Day 3rd Bravo Trix Tx.Y 25, Duazion 33rd Sikonis Ry.E 65, 109th Duazion, RYDZY 407, 23924 RMDI Anito Data 3rd Iona and IY 400, Demanda Aerodius 7th Demontronic AEY 1000. Phew, what a mouthful. Thanks from Rio S. Cryptor, Trexer and Con 2000 from RDK 3000 TriStar for providing the non-Kanbor dates on whiteboard they carry along as they are with the crew in which we do introduce. We are also streaming both on KanborTube and Kanbor Metabook on everyone to want to comment on today's topic and the social media for contact and updates on KanborTube, Kanbor TwittyX, Kanbor Metabook and Tiktok in our Jirachi Talk Show, also viewer Callens as the handles are on the screen. For Elitopian viewers, you must call the RDK 3000 TriStar TV viewer inquiries number, the Trex 8 viewer line, VWGT gamer line, and for TDU1 market, the Trony Explosive Vision Explosi Talk live number. For Doge TV and Doge Vision 7, and Gaia 9 in Gaia Land, you must call the Gaia 9 viewer inquiry line and the Doge TV and Doge Vision 7 viewer inquiries line or Doge Radio 95.1 studio line on the respective news banners, ticker, sidebar or top bar. Today's topic being Elito Vitality Pro 2, in which some of you call it as Video Alicious.pro, even for those outside Kanbor world, in which is touring KanborZeven Federation Republic and KanborZeven City, this as they win not only the Synerg Summer Splash Happy Air Showdown but the Razzle Dazzle Tournament 2025, Kb.P 20, Kb.SDY Grove Tudo Deck, DDE 2002, Nitrocat 1000.8 to 1000.9, EY 1025 defeating Cloud Deck Esports from Tronica 5-4 in the Grand Finals on 20th June, being 21st Jikyo, in KanborZeven City time. We to discuss them on how they achieve to win and share secrets to how they compete to win even in video game of first-person shooter and such. Let's waste no time as we introduce the folks.
Good thing your dog stops the person going to punch Casper and the fellows. Anyhow, the dog was like too close to Casper. So I advise you tell your dog Gold to respect space of Casper as he is nervous on dogs. Anyhow, person being Oliver to be perma-banned from Alito Plaza Center and RDK 3000 TriStar HQ, also to deal with the police, as he made threats when calling to Jirachi Talk Show during airing, in which yield RDK TV and VWGT to cut to ad break. He is being investigated by KanborZeven Police and of course Tronic Police and Diamond Police, as well as the broadcaster carrying JT. Lose TV3 under Net 27 even also went to brief clock ident and then hung up as Matthew Jurison delivered remark after 30 seconds.
I do note, Organ.E as I Mark X Cryptor is in contact with cousin Ry.E and Kin 2000, this as it angers Chris Hansaw. As a safety measure and an abundance of caution, the Canberra Police is en route to the Kb.SDY as the officers to stand guard to ensure safety, as any threats and actions to Chris H and the teammates to be dealt with seriously.
Yes, Mark X Cryptor, Mark Sarkshaw as I Gold must wonder, other dogs heard my barking as they join with me to bring Oliver down.
Yes, as I Rover even had to snarl him also Coco and Mittens claw at Oliver.
You mean I, Whiskers? This is the squad needs to be respected as they get sent back to the bureau for remainder of the day.
Yes, as I Coco do note he to serve punishment, but unsure if he needs to head to the hospital due to injuries sustained. Mark Zaniels, you also tackled the fellow down as well as with your brother Zion and colleague, friend Corey Zanders.
Yes, Coco, however he suffered severe injuries as he needs to be sent to the hospital as he gets attacked by the pets hard. However, prior to that, Corey and Zion tackled Oliver down after Gold bites Oliver, as I also Corey to tell the pets to stop, even separate the pets with nieces Rex and Daniel Zaniels, also their father, and my cousin Smith R. Zaniels. This is for you Chris Z Cryptor, Corey Zanders, Farah. To escort Lucky to your CZ truck and drop off to your house and return back to the HQ. Alright, Mark Z Cryptor, Raptor, Mark Zaniels.
Good thing I Catherine Zaniels cashed out. Anyhow, what's the fate on Oliver? Is he to head to the police station?
Sis, due to the brunt of the injuries as he gets attacked by the pets hard, he to be sent to the hospital.
Is the ambulance en route? Has the store associates called 888 emergency for ambulance, also the police?
Yes, they have. Catherine, you go bring the pets Whiskers, Coco, and Rover home in your car.
Okay, Mark.
Raptor, I bro Zion must add, Jinx Vision terminated the Silumcast and hands off to Jinx Net after the insult. Anyhow, update from the MSE?
Amber rainfall warning is ended since 13:15. It's still raining but more scattered and lighter in intensity, while to move out also to be quite chilly but to be bright after 13:30. Current time is 13:21.
This says at first start as Team Venus is back in autumn of 2023. What with the Trex alarm? Is it coming from Trexer's device?
For a bit as we are dealing with some audible, some alarm going off from Trexer's device, as I heard chatter, some announcement coming in on update on unrelated topic. Hearing from Trexer, something that needs attention to the viewers on VWGT and the Silumcast that may impact the show. This possibly in a news
Matthew
flash.
Jurison. It is important and urgent. I am Kin 2000, Robert X Cryptor from RDK Can. Jirachi Talk Show needs to go in ad break. For RDK TV viewers, we hand off to Chris K Cryptor for news flashes for VWGT. Stand by for VWGT alert.
In this case we will be right back in 2 minutes.
I am Mark Star Trex over at Trex 8 News Center at Elitotronics Telemedia HQ in Elite City, Elitopia, reporting for VWGT. This is a VWGT alert. We have an update to the participation to the celebrities to the Blitz EREV. In the Sim Racers vs Celebrities, it appears that VWGT fellows are selected to compete in both events, one in afternoon at 3 o'clock p.m. Elite City and another at 7 o'clock p.m. Elite City, this evening. being those of Blitz.Y Ry.E RV Tour, an esports match in virtual autosport e-race sim racing is the afternoon match to be competed in virtual course of Kanbor Futura and in evening, virtual course of Ry.E Futura, as it includes the hosts to be competing Robert James, Mark J. Phelps and Melissa Katzenzian, but not Andrew James as he opted out as per request. He gets reassigned to cover for Tx.Y News as we welcome him to the Tx.Y News crew as he gets transferred from Ilito News 24 Deck Mill earlier today to cover event from Rio City. Ry.E and Press and KB.P preview starting today on the Regional Gaming Expo with watch party of sim racing being held there. As I would have be substitute host but today's show to end after the VWGT cast as we have a programming notice to deliver as explained on the slides on screen beside me in which further explanation to be delivered at end of the VWGT cast as after VWGT to be Ilito GRESP Game Day live today unless told by RDK TV for RDK TSRT Blitz Special. I am Mark Star Trek signing off as we return to the Ry.E Talk Show.
This says at first start as Team Venus is back in autumn of 2023. What with the Trex alarm? Is it coming from Trexer's device?
For a bit as we are dealing with some audible, some alarm going off from Trexer's device, as I heard chatter, some announcement coming in on update on unrelated topic. Hearing from Trexer, something that needs attention to the viewers on VWGT and the Silentcast that may impact the show. This possibly in a news flash.
It is important and urgent. I am Kin 2000, Robert X Cryptor from RDK Can. Ry.E Talk Show needs to go in ad break. For RDK TV viewers, we hand off to Chris K. Cryptor for news flashes for VWGT. Stand by for VWGT alert.
In this case we will be right back in 2 minutes.
This is an RDK 3000 TriStar Today News Flash. I am Chris K. Cryptor. Jakar. Chris Kystar from RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline at Studio RDE from Elite City. This just in to RDK 3000 TriStar RDK Newsline. We have this development just in esports and gaming plus autos and racing. In an E-Pre alert, the celebrities for the Blitz.Y Ry.E RV Tour Sim Racers vs Celebrities has just been announced. This being the personnel from Arrows and Vero's Virtual World and Gaming Today and nightly show Virtual World and Gaming Tonight. This includes the current hosts Robert James, Mark J. Phelps and Melissa Katzenzian. The event to start at 1500 RDK ELC with second event at 1900 RDK ELC tonight. This is we have a programming alert to pass to you. Due to this, VWGT episode must have to end, as the VWGT hosts are unfit to host for remainder of the show also for VWG2N as VWG2N to be pre-empty. As we to switch feed from VWGT feed carrying the VWGT cast to sister network RDK 3000 TriStar television service KanborZeven feed as the show also gets aired on RDK TV KanborZeven in Silentcast.
(1:32 p.m. This is I must carry the stereo boombox but must lower as my friends are at the restaurant named the Rex as they to listen to the broadcast as the radio gets tuned to radio audio Silentcast of RDK TV as I and my friends to order.
And good night everyone, having hope the wish to come true at once.
Well, VWGT episode gets cut short. However, the DVR is in use for the Ry.E talk show and not VWGT, via loose TV3 under TD Vision, in which should be finished in a moment or two. I to message my friend once I end the live stream of Vero Television via the media player, as the TV gets tuned to RDK TV. Anyhow, I am disappointed that ZY Park is gone, destroyed by Banhammer at midnight last night, however ruined the soccer game in latter part of second half thanks to alarm at Zendome. No wonder VWG2N gets preempted, as I wonder what is to cause for this. I do recall in a news flash at 1:30, some mention of celebrity group announced for the sim racing event at 3, as it was announced since 12:30. I do recall, subject to being the VWGT cast of the Hatch axed, over the official Teddy, some folks boycott the event, even Doge Television and Doge Vision, even Neon TV telling Vero and Arrow to axe the VWGT cast and replace it with the Ry.E talk show on important matter. And of course ban production of VWGT and VWG2N for the day. This is Raymond Danzian, Razdos64, wonder, what would happen to the VWGT hosts since the VWGT episode gets cut short and VWG2N axed. I do recall the Gaming Expo to occur starting tomorrow for public in Rio City, Ry.E, and for VIP starting today at the Convention Center. Are they to report in tomorrow's episode on location? What? Game Day live today on esports sim racing on Vero? This is I do note on TV. On RDK TV, sim racing coverage also on RDK GRESP. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. VWGT hosts get to compete in esports match in sim racing vs the professional sim racers. This explains why, in Tx.Y Pre and Kanber Futura and Speed Blitz 2025. What the? Have they just moved it to Aerovision in last minute move? Damn. I gotta have to reprogram my DVR for the match on Aerovision, make that a little GRESP in like 20 to 30 minutes. This explains why, Vero to air RDK 3000 TriStar today, but that is already armed on DVR for RDK TV, in which I note, DVR record to start imminently as the recording timers was amended automatically as I check. This is I read the text on programming notice slide on Vero via live stream, in which I to end soon, reaction on Ry.E talk show interview on VATP, and of course the Gaming Expo in Ry.E. I had to amend DVR for sim racing pre-match and match as it's been armed to record on Elito GRESP to start imminently via Tuner 2 as Tuner 1 set to DVR RDK TV for RDK TSRT Blitz. On my dual tuner DVR television receiver via TD Vision in family room of my house, remotely, as I am at restaurant awaiting my meal being cooked.
Whoa! Daniel Zaniel's wonder on this car. Daniel, this is the 2026 EY 1026 Flex Squid. The vehicle have a twin-turbocharged V6 3.6-liter DOHCI VVT 20-valve multi-point injection gasoline ethanol flex fuel engine in the rear, as it can run even on E85 to E100, 3 electric motors, 8-speed dual clutch, and a 42 kWh battery with a 2.0 kWh supplemental, as this is a plug-in hybrid version. It also comes in a hybrid version. How fast can this go, cousin Zion? Well, under 2.5 seconds from 0 to 100 km/h, and can max out up to over 360 towards shy of 400 km per hour, however in electric, up to 260 to 280 km per hour. Electric versions have 2 electric motors for rear-wheel drive and 3 or 4 electric motors for all-wheel drive, and 4 battery options of 128 to 256 kWh solid state. The one shown here is driven by my friend. I must note 2 Subarus parked nearby.
This as it's my and Noah's Subarus anyhow. I do learn of the said car, 2026 Flex Squid, TR Zorro and Kanbor Motors Zerby X are among those blacklisted at Adrenaline Speedsters, since this being an electrified car although have a turbocharged V6 and DCT transmission, the said car is banned at Adrenaline Speedsters.
Tokyo Wesley, I am Daniel Zaniels. Where is the event taking place?
New Omega Province and Rock Region, between Savage City and Axedal at Swift Motor Park. Alternates being Zen Speedway in Elite City, Savage Speedway in Savage City, or at the area to the west of Elite City, at the Togue area toward Konix Mountains, or at Rio Speedway, in Rio City, Ryopia, as BZD Speedway is blown up by officials in Litzedinazenuli, Blitzdinazenia. This after such ban blamed on drivers from Blitz Performance over celebrated Happy New Month. Darren Kb.P 18, blamed on a Cambodian-born racer in which resulted in a multi-car crash on final day of August 2023, on final day of the ERC, TD Olympics and TDUXRC being Theta-EY 1023, as the ban was lifted last week and the speedway blown up in the past moments via report on car radio, and racing teams faced a 250,000 sickle, 62,500 LEO fee.
Zion Zaniels must note, the racing teams gets forced to compete in track in Marco Blitz and Blitz Province, Blitzdinozenia.
Correct.
Oh my god, Tron 3, Tron, Ares. Daniel Zaniels must note this trailer I find online and at the fan-made booth at the convention center, as I check details on my Pocketmate, and, not yet rated? This says I need to check when it to be released, October 10th, 2025? I must check calendar app for weekday and those on other systems. On Friday, being Qantas Kappa 10th, EY 1025 and TDE 2002, ED 282, 1,001,013 Myotrocans, 2002/282, Biatrican 100,101 3 day Quarterday, Surfatoda 10th Canyon Kb.P 20 and 9th day of 13th or 1 does First Mesa. Kb.SDY, 1 Grove 2 does Deck, 12A, 178 on Astardia, Semana 35 or 2 does L, 2B. This is I note today's date, July 18th, 2025 or GDA 17th, EY 1025 on a Friday in Qantas, as the trailer gets debuted in prior day from the fellows at Disney, based on the date uploaded, July 17th or GDA 16th. This is the movie to get released in a dozen weeks or 14 hex weeks. 10 and a half splix weeks, 84 days. Yes, Daniel, as Zion note, the first series from 1982 rated guidance edifs then revised to EL-8/13 and EL-PG under current system, as the one from 2010, Tron Legacy, rated EL-8/13 and EL-PG. This is I wonder on the rating, would it even be rated EL-8/13 and EL-PG, those for 8 to 12 with guidance for those 13 and older and parental guidance advised, or rated higher like EL-13 being those 13 years and older? It is to be determined as it to be announced in later weeks, toward August or September. The trailer to be premiered at the Alito Fan Expo and the Retrex Gamer Expo 2025, and the segment on it to be featured on VWG2N and RDK 3000 TriStar today, but due to RDK 3000 TriStar protocol, will not feature the video excerpts of the trailer since they can't showcase the trailer if the movie not yet rated, but may showcase still excerpts of it during the news report in tonight's airing.
Yes, Bro Zion as I Mark Zaniel's note, as I and Corey Zanders do not work at RDK TSR HQ for remainder of the day. As the trailer would be first presented for yesterday's VWGT, but the show gets axed due to incident related to Happy New Month Canberspin L duodecimal, but not on the triple deck in L acts. annoyance with numerous air horns and impact horns at the Gaming Expo that set off auto sensor. And VWG2N preempted due to special Neoyunkin and Aerotopian esports match on the Aerotopian weekday, meaning gamer battle yesterday evening that gets aired on all three Aero networks, Ilitopian, Neoyunican and Aerotopian feeds also on Vero as per request by Ilito GRESP, but not at the Aero DG Arena nor Neoyunican counterpart but in Elite City at the Ilito Ritrex Center as the Ilito Fan Expo 2025. EY1025 at Elite City Convention Center gets extended a week thanks to subject at Ritrex Center. This is the countdown. Parties here start since 2350 KBTS, 2:50 PM Elite City, and 0 seconds.
Yes, Kanbor, this is we show you live shot from KanborD City as the 7 Ry.E balls to lower at RDK Can. This is we are approaching 1.5 dozenals or 2.5 kiatricans to the...
This is Trex 8 News Afternoon. I am Mark Star Trex, bringing to you live over at Trex 8 News Center, at Synerg Media Studios at Elitotronics Telemedia Headquarters in Elite City, Federal District, Elitopia. The latest this hour. Fireworks going off at RDK in KanborD City as it's after midnight KBTS, for Happy New Month KanborZeven Dozenal of 6th Mesa of the DAW's year. As it's given a slang, CI Mesa. This named by Trexer, plus Ry.E scripter who came to Elite City as they also the fellows gear up for arrival of Happy New Ry.E Month CI Zion of the Ry.E DAW's year in 5 hours. This is for the 2026 Flex Squid PHEV, this to be my friend Corey Zanders' brother Jared Zanders. Yes, as I Corey Zanders note, this after he won the car during the Price is Right Elitopian edition in the showcase. However, what he bid was just 1 Elio ends up actual retail price including new barbecue, and new gaming rig, plus motorcycle, 85,000 Elios. He also won the showcase showdown as in the first spin. He wins 1,000 and bonus spin is with 2 other contestants. This results in runoff. As in Rundoff 1, Jared and 1 other landed on the 100 as third reached 95. Jared and 1 other earned 25,000 also to face in second runoff, in which Jared reaches 15, in which is green earning 10k, as the other person spined and landed on a 10. Jared won 36,000 Elios in Showcase Showdown, as in the pricing game switch. Consist of a new entertainment system and a new laptop computer and gear, worth 1,250 for the laptop, 2,750 for the entertainment system, as he chose to switch ends up winning the game and prizes. Ends up totaling 125,000 Elitopian Elios in prizes being equivalent of 500,000 TD sickles, just shy of 8,446,000 KanborD and Kanbor credits.
Oh my god! 125,000 Elios? I Daniel Zaniel's note once I watched the show, the second contestant went over by a long shot in the showcase. He was fed up as he said profanity that gets censored out as he stormed out of the set and yanked at the fire alarm and police alarm pull station, on airing last week, in which resulted in the cops responding in mass presence. This along with some fire trucks ending up false alarms. Before that, he went to the fellow and took the furry in diapers. Being a pup fox in diapers named Foxy, he was bane a pedo to the young fox, telling her to fart, and do kink and fetish acts, even fist fight, punch, make fun of her. Even bully and assault Foxy, even putting on green diapers and bomb on her and kicking her out of Elite City and out of Elitopia toward west, but landed in Axadal during Arterine Speedster's racing event onto the Mitsubishi Lacer Evo 9, causing it to explode, killing Foxy and the driver and causing the multi-car wreck. The person named Eric gets sent to Alftronic City and gets sentenced to death.
Yes, even caused destruction and fire to the track as Tokyo luckily was not involved in the wreck, but the racing events for July needs to be cancelled and August moved to Savage City.
This explains I Skittles am furious on the fellow on set on The Price is Right doing fetish acts and attacking Foxy, furry kid fox in diapers being my friend. No wonder Eric pushed her to the limit. I am disgraced that Foxy gets brutally attacked to death, but I am thankful Eric is also gone for good, as he gets death penalty. Yes, this is I Casper am grateful the fool responsible serves justice as he faces ultimate punishment, but I wonder on the TV network, I don't see the show The Price is Right Helito edition on the TV guide this week.
Casper. The television show production is suspended until next week as the channel airing such content, Crazy 10, is shut down for showcasing abuse to furry in diapers, in which is banned on television as the auto censor was not used. This on TV channel replacing Pearl TV 10 KanborD Relay, as it to be moved to Elito Net 2 next Monday.
Which time, Organi? I must reprogram my DVR.
Rocky, at 1:00 p.m. in the afternoon from Mondays to Fridays.
I Mark Zaniels must note, in the re-air on Channel 39, X24, the first 5 minutes of show gets aired, on July 11th, 2025. Evening after the afternoon show gets aired as it was cut thanks to order by RDK 3000 TriStar in behalf of the authorities stating the show episode airing is banned to respect furries in diapers as the episode number 9999 on season 49. On the season finale is banned on television due to violation of Casper's Law and Diapered Furries Protection Act. Luckily, they aired a rerun of episode 9998 on season 49 with message on top on overlay.
Yes, as Jared Zanders knew, this explains the DVR on the episode erased by provider, and VOD listing of the said episode in particular has been removed. But I do enjoy the new prizes. This is for you, Corey Zanders. I challenge you in a race tomorrow afternoon at Zen Speedway. Go bring out your CZ Swift from the CZ garage and get it ready for tomorrow. As for you, Mark Zaniels, I also challenge you in a race at Zen Speedway with Corey.
No. I, Mark Zaniels, have other plans, as I am passing it to you, Zion.
Okay, this is Zion accepts the challenge, as I to ride in my car, as I to get it in shape for tomorrow, Jared.
Alright, this is for you, Mark. What you to be doing tomorrow?
Tour the Retrex Gamer Expo 2025, EY1025 with nieces Rex and Daniel Zaniels and brothers Smith Z Zaniels and Robert Zaniels. Yes, Mark as I Smith Z to treat us at Ilito GR Bar at Retrex Gamer Expo rather than the one at Ilito Plaza Center for dinner.